Hi guys and welcome. So we're going to make a card together using this mismatch, mix mash, whatever you want to call it. So on page 40 of your catalog, they show the florals in bloom. Super sweet. So it has the pretty florals and sweet blooms, but I did not order the sweet blooms. So I'm doing the mashup. I'm doing pretty florals with delightful wishes. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let me grab a white card base. And let's go ahead. Can't believe I thought I had lots of packages of this, but obviously I don't. So this is the masking paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a sheet. I'm going to cut this down to 5.5 across. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, let me put that piece back in there. Keep all my little pieces, of course. I'll have to be reordering this real soon. All right, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to go ahead and rip, and I'm going to make a little bit of an exaggerated dip and go up. Okay, and then I'm going to put this down on my card base. I'm going to go ahead, we're going to ink blend. See, and this is where nails come in handy, of which I don't have. All right, so I'm going to put that right across there. I'm going to let me cut this down. And there is actually a fold line on there, which I think I just cut right on. That would have made it easy for me to peel off the backing. But let's just go ahead and go like this. Life is always so much easier when you have nails. All right, here we go. All right, so let me go ahead and put that right there. Now, just because I don't want to pulling off some extra Post-it notes, just so I don't get anything. Oh, and my card's not even lined up very good. Do you see that? I must have done this one before. I have lots of card bases that I do at a time, and this one I must not have gone back in and made sure that it was even. Usually always do that with this. Okay, so now let's go ahead and go back at the top. Let me grab two more from under my desk here. Oh, I must be at the end of that. I'm going to do it here across the bottom too, just to protect that. And let's see. I'm going to use a variety of these, see if I have any. Oh, I do have some left on that. That looks like the last thing I had on there was Timid Tiger. Here's a yellow. Not sure how much was on there. You want to be careful putting in too many colors, because too many colors can turn everything brown. And this one I'm just going to do a little swiping. All right, so there we have that. Now, a lot of times I have these two stamps. When I did the delightful wishes, I never used this stamp here. I focused mostly on these. Remember, we made that chart and I had linked those videos but remember we made the little acetate to know how to go in which directions and how to line it up. But I never used these two. So I think I'm going to use it now. I'm trying to figure out, I think I want to take this off now. I think I want to have my flowers go outside of what we masked. So let's go ahead. Now you got to be careful because this is extremely sticky stuff. So always remember what I say. Tear at a diagonal or pull up at a diagonal. And then usually, see, we are getting some, it's very sticky. Start going from the other end, maybe. Because usually if you tear off diagonally, it doesn't create that rip. But at least, all right, I'm just going to go end up ripping it. That's a little piece there. There's a little piece there. Now I know a lot of people, well, and I don't like how that's bumped up now. I know a lot of people will put it on their clothes beforehand, but I want that nice crisp line. So I didn't want to take a chance that I was going to not have that crisp line. And see, this can show that I don't produce these videos, which means what you see is what you get. I don't go back and edit. I don't, well, I'll pause sometimes if I have to go to the bathroom or grab some water or something. But I don't edit because as crafters, whether you've been crafting like me for 30 some years or you've just started, you have learning curves. And I believe that you need to see it truly as it is. Let's see, now I have a few more pieces down here. I'm just going to use my take your pick tool and go ahead and pull those up. Let me pull this one up here. So yes, if you didn't want to do that, you could always rub it against your clothes to take off some of that ultra stickiness. But like I said, I like having those crisp lines, so I was willing to have that semi-problem peeling it off. All right, so now on the flowers and Delightful Wishes, they're artistic, so they're not going to line up completely, you know, in line, you know, don't go outside lines, because it's artistic and it's kind of, it's a two-step, but it's not really. So you're going to see, I'm going back to my favorite combinations. I'm going to, you know what, maybe I shouldn't, since I used mostly these colors. Let's keep this out, and let's bring over the Timid Tiger and the Darling Duckling. I don't know how those are going to go with Blackberry Bliss, but we will see. So what I'm going to do is, what I do is, especially in this one, you can see I have little dots. Usually whenever I put things on, I'll usually put the top on the block where the number is. Like this is the A block. Let me bring it down a little. You see how the A's on there? It's not going to do it because, there we go. Sometimes I also put a marker dot Sharpie on the back of the stamp, just so I kind of have somewhat what direction it's going to go in. Oh, and look at that. I must have been doing something with a distinctive, because that's when I moved the ink that way. Now this, since the dot's up there, I'm going to try to keep it in the same direction. We'll see how that works out. Let's go ahead and clean this off. So now I'm going to go to my Timid Tiger. I'm going to do a couple of those. So I'm going to go in both areas there. So I don't want to get really matchy-matchy, but it's going to kind of be like that. So let's go ahead and go with that. Now let's take this. Now, the main thing I look at here is, and I know if you're going to be able to see on the stamp, oops. See how we have this hook here and this hook there? That's these two right here, but there's also a little V right there that once you get over that, I'm not going to be able to see it too well without getting my head in the way. I was a little bit off on that, but usually when you're sitting down and you're doing this, that little V hook shows up really good. Ooh, this one I must have really turned. No, because there's my 4 bumps there. There's the hook. Thinking this, and there's my little V there, which is right in between those two. There you go. This one I'm not really sure. There's my little V there, but it doesn't look right. So I'm going to go back to this being the V. Alright, I'm just going down. It's not going to line up. That one I don't remember which way I turned it. I think I turned it this way. Oh, and I did. Look, there it is. There's the V right there. Watch if I... There. So now it looks really ugly. So guess what? We can make this a card on a panel. Let me go ahead and cut off. Let's see, how much are we going to cut off? 3/4 of an inch. Now let's cut off a full inch. So then to match it up, we have to cut off an inch here. You know what, I'm going to go a 1/2 inch. We're going to do this like a panel card or a note card. All right. I also was using the Wishing You a lot, the die cut wishing. You remember to put this on top and not the photopolymer, the acetate sheet. So here's wishing. Oh, look, that works out really good. Go ahead. Oops, that's not wide enough. All right, let me get this lined up in a line here. Hoping that's straight. Such a beautiful color. All right, and where's, let's see. And I'm gonna put down lots of love here. All right, so let me go ahead and pick that up. Light touch because that's a very delicate font, just a typewriter font. Get that lined up there again. And then let's go ahead and let me just get, let's see if I have in my bases a good color to go with that. Oh, that might. I don't think that's a base. Let me see. Nope, it's not. So let's go ahead, let's grab out that petal pink. We'll cut it to 5.5 by 4 1/4, which is just a panel. And there we are. So you're going to have a little more on the sides, but you know what? I think I'm going to offset it like that. Have it so it's even the top and the bottom. I'm going to put some little embellishments down that side. So let's go ahead and grab out my seal. Again, this is just a panel card. This is what's going to open where you can write. And then let's go ahead and let's use these Charming Shimmer Facet Dots. They are an online exclusive. And see how those kind of, I don't know if it's going to show up well. Let's see. Well, let's put one right, where do we have the most empty space? Right there. And let's put these. Helps if you have putty out. Oh, come on. No, I have too much putty out. All right. Long way around, but there we are done. This away. Yeah, if this was my full-time job, I would actually probably edit videos and all this, but this is not my full-time job. This is my hobby and my side gig. So that's why you get the one record and done. You're not going to get the edited videos from me. I'll leave that to the professionals, of which I am not. All right, so here's the other cards I did. Here's using the die I was telling you about. Did a splatter on the back with the blends brushes. And here, that's all the cutouts from, I think that's mostly from the Delightful Wishes. But there you go, my mashup of that sweet, because I don't have the one item. And there you are. Thanks for watching. I will go ahead and put a video link to the examples with for both of these sets. So then besides these ideas, you'll have those ideas also that you can refer to. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Give me a thumbs up, send me a comment, share on your social media. Most of all, have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.